But let's get into the 3 red flags to handle before listing your condo. So a lot of people own condos here in Rhode Island, and let's talk about these 3 red flags that you can avoid, so that you can have a smoother transaction. And if you need any other info on that, I'm happy to help you off air with that. But number 1, does the condo association meet the minimum eligibility in order for buyers with FHA or VA financing to qualify? So for those of you that don't know what FHA or VA financing is, so basically FHA is Federal Housing Administration and VA is Veteran Administration. Those are basically loan products for folks that want to put 3.5% down, or VA financing, again, is 100% financing for our veterans. Thank you, veterans. And basically, that's a large group of folks that are buying here in Rhode Island. So you want to make sure that the condo can be eligible for that. If it's not, that's okay. We can find other buyers, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time, okay? So let's get into this. The condo, in order to qualify for those, has to be over 1 year of age, okay? So it's not a problem here in Rhode Island for the most part. Condo has to be at least 1 of 2 units, okay? And no more than 50% of the condos in the association can be encumbered by an FHA insured loan. So if, in fact, if there's 3 units, though, no more than 1 can. Okay, so typically 50% of the units or higher must be occupied by homeowners in order for FHA or VA programs to qualify. Keep that in mind. So the theory is that banks believe, homeowners are more likely to take care of their property than tenants would, and I do have to agree with that. Let's talk about number 2. Not enough funds in the reserve account. Okay, so the reserve account is a set of emergency funds set aside to repair a leaky roof, structural issues, a new boiler system, et cetera, et cetera. And many lenders want to see at least 10% of the operating budget in the reserves in order to finance. Recently had an issue with this in Warwick. I won't say the condo association name, but I've got a seller that's actually going through this right now with their buyer, and it's been very tough. And it's typically an issue here in places like New England because we got slammed, with heaping piles of snow, and that snow had to be plowed, and somebody had to pay for that. So they had to take the money from the reserve accounts. Okay, so that's actually what's going on with several right now in Rhode Island, and there's ways to work around it. You've got to know what you're doing in those situations. So you want to make sure, as the seller, that you're doing your homework. You're asking the management company, pretty much how the reserves is looking. Make sure there's at least 10% in there, in that account, and if not, see if they can allocate funds to that account for that, so you can sell the property and it's not held up. And number 3 on that red flags list, we would have someone in condos owns more than 1 unit. Okay, so banks call this a red flag because if one person defaults on both of those units, then everyone in the condo association has to pick up the costs. So in smaller associations, when an owner falls behind in the arrears, the association may have trouble paying the operating expenses. And in larger associations, when a condo owner falls behind, the fees may increase a bit monthly for everyone else to cover it. That kind of sounds like a way that some people want this country to go. So that sums up the 3 red flags to handle before listing your condo. We're going to have a written blog about this on our website as well. Give us a day or 2 to put it up if it's not on there already. TheRoundtableRadio.com. Check that out.